Hey everyone. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this or wherever you are in the world joining in. Gloria's on. Glad to be here today. Oh, I'm so glad to have you here today live. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Give everybody just a few moments to get signed on. Sometimes I forget to introduce myself. Sometimes I don't. I'm Valerie. My friends call me Val, which is why I have my YouTube name under Val. And I do these live, so therefore anything can happen. But the reason I choose to do them live is so that I can be here personally, live, in person, to be there for you during this kind of uncertain time. I know restrictions are kind of, I guess, unwinding a little bit. It's not as strict, and so we're able to kind of leave our houses a little bit more. So yeah, I'll continue to be here for however long I feel it's necessary. You would like me to continue doing this. But yeah, like usual, I'll start off with a theme, and then we'll go into a meditation, and then yoga, and another little meditation at the end. Give everybody just a few more moments to get kind of signed in, say hello, whatever you need, get situated. So what you will need today are just 2 pillows if you have knee issues, because we're just going to be in a particular position kind of on our knee for a while. Personally, I don't need it, but I'm going to use it anyways, just because it makes it more comfortable. And then in the end, we'll end in this pose called frog, and you'll need 2 kind of to support both of your knees. So just kind of as a little side note there of a prop that we'll need for today. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Again, I don't know if it's the internet that's glitchy or people are still getting signed in here. I have a hard time seeing how many people are on, but looks like quite a few. So we will go ahead and get started here. So today's theme is the past is over. This is a new day, one that I have never lived before. I stay in the now and enjoy each and every moment. I think that's kind of a nice card, just kind of reminding us yet again that the only time that we have is the present moment, is the now. The past no longer exists. The future isn't here yet. And even when the future gets here, it's technically the present moment. So the only moment in time we have is the present. And therefore to try to be a little bit more present in the present moment. So today for our meditation, we're just going to kind of practice presence, like being present. So I invite you to go ahead and get to a nice, comfortable seated position. And if you need to sit on a pillow or on the couch or whatever's most comfortable for you, just go ahead and get to a nice, comfortable seated position with your spine nice and tall. And go ahead and close your eyes. And just begin to relax. So just relax your shoulders and your face. And bring your attention, bring your awareness to your breath. And as you do that, it should naturally slow down. I'm going to do a body scan. So starting at the top of our head, our forehead, our face, all the way to our shoulders. Just kind of checking into any sensations, becoming fully present in our bodies. And scanning a little bit lower, over our shoulders, down our arms, into our hands. Again, just becoming aware of any sensations in the body. And scanning down our chest, down our back, down our spine, our stomach, into our hips. Just noticing any sensations, any tension. Just allowing it to release. Bringing our awareness to our hips and our knees, our shins and our feet. Just bringing your attention to whatever it is you're seated on, and knowing that the floor or the chair or wherever you are is fully supporting you. Just bringing your awareness to your whole body. Just breathing as one organism. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Begin to follow your inhale. And just notice when the inhale begins, how it continues, and when it ends. And on your exhale, notice when it begins, how it continues, and when it ends. And also notice if there's any pause between your inhale and exhale. Just bringing your full awareness to this kind of journey of our breath. And just for a few more cycles, just be fully aware of this cycle of our breathing as it begins and continues and ends. And if you have any wandering thoughts, just gently come back to the breath. Again, just following it. Noticing that inhale when it begins, as it continues, and when it ends. And same with the exhale. Notice when it begins, how it continues, and when it ends. Just ever so gently on your next inhale, breathe in nice and deeply, and just gently begin to bat your eyelashes and open up your eyes. Really nice. Okay, so for today's practice, since it has to do about kind of staying in the now and enjoying each and every moment, today's going to be a little bit more of a slower practice, and we're just going to be really mindful yet again, kind of similar to Mondays, but even a little slower, just to fully be aware of that breath and that technique I just taught you of just knowing when the inhale begins and as it's continuing and it ends, and then noticing as the exhale begins, continues, and ends. Just being really mindful of our breath. And personally, I'm able to follow my inhale a lot easier than like my exhale. I feel like we're always told to kind of inhale and you kind of naturally follow that. And I have to be even more mindful and even more present to notice the pause after the inhale before I go into my exhale. So I don't know if it's the same for you. Maybe you're noticing something different with your breath, but it's just something kind of tangible, something just to kind of notice in yourself and just gently noticing it, not even judging it. All right, so I'm going to scoot back onto my mat again. If you're just joining in, please have 2 pillows if you need them. They don't have to be too thick. This one's kind of thin, but just pillows just to protect your knees for part of our practice. You won't need it right away, but in a little. All right, so I'm going to scoot back on my mat. Okay. All right. So in a nice comfortable seated position. It's going to inhale both arms up, just reaching for the sky. You can look up if you'd like. Really reaching up. Face is relaxed, jaw is relaxed. Inhale, reach. Perhaps you feel your spine getting really long. Really feel that length. And exhaling, arms down. Go ahead and inhale the right arm across and maybe grab your right wrist with your left hand. And kind of keep that little active here. Really feel the opening. And perhaps you even look to your right. Just really gentle here. And on exhale, go ahead and release. We're going to bring the left arm across, grabbing that with the right arm, or right hand. And just gently even looking over your left shoulder. And returning to center. This time bending the right arm and grabbing the right elbow with left hand. We're going to just bring our arms up and over the head. So my back of my hand is kind of touching the upper part of my back. I'm just kind of opening up the chest. Should really be a nice, gentle stretch. You'll hear me give the cue often of not to hold your breath, because when we hold our breath, we go into fight or flight. So if anything hurts, just come out and be mindful of that through our entire practice. So go ahead and exhale and let go of that. Inhaling, bending the left elbow and grabbing that with your right hand. Inhaling, bringing right arm over our head, really opening up the shoulders here. Breathing nice and gently, face is relaxed, maybe gentle smile. And exhale to release. Okay, so we're going to do something kind of interesting. So as a disclaimer, I'm not a physical therapist or anything in that sense, but I'm not a physical therapist. I'm a yoga teacher. I do know quite a bit about anatomy or whatnot. And I do know that I think it's a very high number, about 85% of the population are beginning to get this computer neck syndrome, because we're always looking down or just kind of staring at our computers, even kids these days. So a really good exercise for that is to see if you can get your ears in line with your shoulders. So my ears are in line with my shoulders. Feel that space, that length in your neck. And then just kind of tuck your chin in. It's not a very pretty look. If you should have a double chin. If you don't have a double chin, you're not doing it quite right. So you want to kind of feel like you're elongating and then tucking. So I'm getting this double chin here. Go ahead and release. Inhaling and then exhaling, kind of tucking the chin. And release. Go ahead and tuck it again. It's a very simple movement. Getting that nice double chin going. Holding that for just a breath. And inhale, release. Good job. Okay, so go ahead and extend your left or your right leg out, bringing left leg in. And you're going to turn your hips towards your foot and just gently hinging at the hips. You can even don't have to reach too far down. This is just going to be a nice hamstring stretch. So even if you want to kind of rest your hands just gently above your knee, keeping your foot flexed, you can feel a nice deep hamstring stretch behind your leg. Breathing gently here. So we're going to do a lot of kind of stretching and really warming up the muscles today. especially if we're sitting a lot. I know I am during all of this quarantine. I'm definitely not as active, and I'm sitting a lot more, which is causing my back to hurt more. So to lessen back pain, especially lower back pain, you want to kind of stretch out your hamstrings, also a little bit of your glutes, which we're going to do later. So go ahead and extend the left leg. We're going to move to the other side. And we're going to square off our hips, keeping foot facing the ceiling here, and pointing towards the sky, and just kind of hinging at the hips just gently, even just resting your hands above your knee, just allowing that hamstring to stretch nice and gentle. So I'm not pressing in, I'm just gently. I mean, you can even just put your hands next to it, but this is just kind of a signal to make sure my leg is nice and straight. So I'm not adding any sort of pressure to my knee, just resting it, just to make sure I feel that nice stretch behind my leg. And what I was just saying is this is just a really nice exercise or a nice stretch for our hamstrings to release. Go ahead and come up out of that. We're going to go on our back. We're just going to do a few more for our legs. Gently make yourself on your back and bring your feet kind of towards your bottom here, as close as you can to your butt. Maybe if you can put like a fist in between, that's fine. And with palms down, we're going to press into our feet, into our palms, and we're going to inhale our hips up to the sky. But before we do that, let's fill our belly with a lot of oxygen here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And then on our next inhale, pressing into our feet, lifting the hips, lifting the chest. So chest to chin, chin to sky. Making sure our legs aren't sprawling open. It's almost as if you had a book between them and you're pressing your hips in. Just breathing. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, let's do it again. Inhale, lifting the hips. Pressing into the floor. Exhale down. Do just a few more breaths. Inhale, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips. And this time, if the option is available to you, we're going to inhale the arms up, just so they're kind of facing up towards the sky. Exhale, lowering the hips and lowering the arms. Really being present with that breath. And on an inhale, lifting the hips, lifting the arms. And exhaling, lowering down. And let's just do one more, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips. Making sure the knees aren't sprawling open. And exhale down. Good job. Okay. So let's cross the left leg over the right. You guys know this one, the figure 4. And inhaling the right leg up. And you should feel a nice deep stretch kind of behind your bottom there. This is really good if you have any sciatic pain, lower back pain. It's excellent. So you can gently, very gently pressing the knee down or just let it be. You can kind of grab behind the leg and pull it closer. The closer you bring that to your face, the deeper the stretch. So just be really mindful here. Shouldn't ever feel like stretching, shouldn't feel like you're tearing anything. Should just, you don't want to go to the fullness like it hurts or it's tearing. It's kind of like 40% of that. So you really want to back out. You don't want to be injuring yourself. Go ahead and exhale to release. And crossing, we're going to do the opposite side. So bringing my right leg over my left knee, going to that kind of figure 4. Inhaling left leg up, feeling that nice stretch behind my bottom on my right side. We're just going to breathe here like we did on the other side. I'll just talk your ear off. Just breathing into there. Kind of mindfully breathing into your right cheek there. As where your attention goes, energy flows. And we want lots of energy, lots of oxygen kind of flowing into that hip, into that bottom. And then exhale, release. And now we're going to just kind of keep the right leg bent, and we're going to extend the left leg. We're going to gently bring the right leg over to the left side. Nice twist here. Really gentle. Inhaling to release, coming up and out of that. Extending right leg, bending left, and just gently allowing that to fall. Move. Allowing that to fall to the right side. Inhale to release. And then exhale and give yourself a nice big hug here. You guys know this if you've done this with me before. Grabbing behind the backs of your legs. We're just going to gently rock on the spine. Kind of warm that up. And then just making your way up to a seated position. You kind of come all the way up and over on your feet. We did something similar like this on Monday. We're just going to stretch our ankles just a little bit. And again, if this hurts, come on out. You just kind of stay here if that's as far as you want. Come up onto your toes, stretch your ankles a little. Go ahead and exhale and release. Let's make our way into all fours. So my wrists are in line with my shoulders and my knees are in line with my hips. Pressing away from the mat, tucking the tailbone on an exhale. Pressing away from the mat, dropping the head. Inhale, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly. Inhaling the head up. And go ahead and breathe on your own and move your spine with your own breath. And again, noticing when the inhale begins, how it continues, and when it ends. And as it ends, begin to slowly go the opposite way. Exhaling, how it's continuing and how it ends. Just being really mindful of the breath today, just staying really present. Okay, let's come into our neutral spine here. We haven't done this before. We're going to do a little bit of glute activation. So inhaling the right leg up, keeping the knee bent. I'm going to activate my core here. And it's almost like you're going to kick up to the sky. So you should feel this in your right glute. So we're just almost like you're trying to kick. So you don't have to overdo it. And my spine isn't moving. Okay, so my core is activated and I'm just kicking up, just using my glute. Just activating that glute muscle. And that will also help with any lower back issues, strengthening up our glutes. Go ahead and exhale and release. We'll move to the next side here. So inhaling left leg up, keeping that core nice and strong, pressing away from the mat, just kicking up. Feeling that glute on your left side. Just for a few breaths, just really kicking up to the sky as strong as you can. Again, my spine isn't moving. I'm not moving with my foot. I'm nice and strong. It's just my glute muscle. It's only my booty. Good job. Hopefully that feels a little fired up now. Exhale, drop the knee to the ground. We're going to open up the knees and press back in the child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Breathing into your lower back and your mid back and up by your shoulders and your upper back. On an inhale, peeling up, keeping our knees kind of open like that, but let's bring my arms back in line. Inhaling, right arm up to the sky. Exhale, kind of bending that and coming in between my arm, but we're not going to come down yet. Just exhale. Inhale, opening up. We're going to do that one more time before we come down. So exhale. Inhale, really opening up, pressing away from the mat. Exhale, this time as we kind of thread the needle here, go ahead and come onto your right shoulder, bringing your head to the ground. You can extend the left arm if you'd like. Feel a nice stretch here. If you'd like, you can even bring your hand kind of on the bottom by your sacrum here. Really opening up the shoulders. If that's too much pressure on your shoulder, then go ahead and keep your left arm above. And planting your left arm, if you had it behind, go ahead and push into your left hand and come on out on a nice inhale. And exhale to release. Bringing our right hand to the mat. And inhale, left arm up, really opening up. Exhale, coming in between the arm and the knee. Inhale, opening. We'll do it one more time. Exhale, coming in between. Inhale, opening. And exhale this time as we come down. We come all the way down onto our shoulder, nice and gently. If this is where you'd like to stay, go ahead. You can extend the arm above, relaxing the face. You can even kind of open up the shoulders more and bring the hand on your sacrum. Breathing, relax your face. All right, go ahead and press into your right hand to come on out. Opening up to the left side. And exhale to release. Really good. So let's bring our knees back in line with our hips. We're going to tuck the toes and lift the tailbone up into the sky. Go ahead and pedal out the feet. If you hear some cracking here, it's probably just my hips and my feet. Pressing into all 10 fingers here. Pressing into your palms. And then pedaling out the feet. Another crack there. Okay. With your gaze between your hands, go ahead and gently walk up to the top of your mat. Staying hinged at your hips. Feeling nice long length between each vertebrae. Getting a nice long spine if you need. Go ahead and bend the knees. Exhale and just kind of hang here for a moment. And with this nice, generous bend in the knees, go ahead and straighten the right knee and bring your right hand kind of on your back. So very similar movement we were just doing. It's kind of opening. Really good. Just breathing. Exhale, go ahead and bend the knee. Go ahead and hinge over. We do the other side, so straighten the left leg and bring left hand kind of up to your sacrum here. Breathing and exhale, go ahead and bend the knee. Staying hinged. Inhale halfway up. Nice long neck, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise gently, vertebrae by vertebrae. The last thing to come up is your head. Really good. Inhaling, both arms up above your head, getting that nice length in your spine. Grabbing your left wrist with your right hand and lean and pull your arm to your right side. Maybe even bumping your hip out to the left. And looking up at the sky. Exhale, release. Releasing both arms. Inhaling, reaching up to the sky, grabbing your right wrist with your left hand and pulling yourself to the left, even allowing your hips to bump out, that's fine. Relaxing the face, nice side body stretch. Exhale, release, and dropping both of our arms. Really good. Okay, so on Monday, we moved on each breath. We had movement on each, and I encourage you to kind of move on your own. We're going to do something similar today, but we're going to hold each pose during our sun salutation for 4 breaths. So a nice inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and then we'll move, okay? So I guess it's 2 breaths technically. All right. So starting at the top of our mat, and again, same with our meditation, just being very mindful of when the breath begins, how it's continuing, when it ends, when the exhale begins, how it continues, and when it ends. So just being really mindful, staying really present with our breath, okay? Today's all about being in the present moment. Okay. So we're going to inhale both arms up, reaching for the sky. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, and then our exhale. Hinging from the hips, swan diving nice and slow. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to even close your eyes. On your next inhale, coming up to flat back, nice long spine, a long neck. Breathing. Nice core strong. On your next exhale, release. Planting the hands and stepping back into plank. So since we'll be here for a while, if you'd like to come to your knees, that's okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just being really mindful of the breath, really activating your core. Really good. And on the exhale, bending the elbows, keeping them tight to the body. As we lower down onto the ground, bring your feet down. Feeling length in our spine as we inhale up. And if it's more comfortable, you can actually come to the Sphinx instead, getting nice space in your spine. Nice long neck. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Make sure I'm not out of focus. Feeling that nice length. Nice long spine. It shouldn't feel like it's compressing. Nice length. Exhale. We're just going to lower down just to release. Staying on our cheek for just a moment. Breathing. And pressing into our hands. So our hands are under our shoulders. Elbows are in. Pressing into our hands. Pushing up. Tucking the tailbone. Tucking the toes and lifting the tailbone, excuse me. And coming into our downward facing dog. So we're in our down dog, gently pedaling out the feet, relaxing the head, following our breath. And just ever so gently using our breath as well, inhaling as we just gently walk to the top of our mat, staying hinged at our hips. Inhaling, exhale. And on your next inhale, coming into halfway up, nice flat back. Inhale, exhale. Feel that length of your spine. Exhale, forward fold. We're just going to go ahead and inhale, rise. Coming into our breath. checking in. Good job. I hope that was enjoyable. I kind of like that. All right, so for this next flow, so rather than holding each for, I guess it was two breaths, we're gonna move again on our breath, okay? So go ahead and inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. As I took some dirt out of my plant there. Exhale, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Pressing into the tops of your hands, gently stepping back to your plank or your low plank. Exhale, keeping the elbows in, lowering to the ground. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Inhale, pressing into the tops of your hands. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips to the sky. Really good. Okay. From here, go ahead and inhale, right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And with your gaze between your hands, using your core, exhale, keeping our knee tucked and bringing our foot in between our hands. Go ahead and drop that knee. And so this is when, if you need a pillow or a cushion, go ahead and put that underneath of your left knee. Just because we're going to be here for a while, we're just going to really nicely stretch, okay? So go ahead, if you need it, bring that under your left knee. We're going to inhale up to rise, okay? So the point here is we want to make sure our core is nice and strong. So my pelvis is slightly tilted, tailbone is slightly tucked, nice and strong on my front leg. And we're going to lift the back leg, giving us a nice hamstring stretch here. Thigh stretch, front of my leg. Gosh, what's wrong with me today? All right, so we're just going to give a nice stretch to the front of your thigh there. Really gentle. Breathing. And if you'd like, you can open up your shoulder by kind of moving your hand grip so that it's basically, if you were to reach back and flip your hand, and then you grab your foot. So you can do that if you'd like. If not, just stay where you are. Go ahead and release. And now we're going to kind of make sure our core is strong here, and we're just going to move forward. So I'm not kind of coming forward like this, nice and strong. I'm hinging forward. So this is a nice hip flexor stretch on my left side. So I have really long legs, so I actually have to move my right foot a little bit more forward so I can feel this stretch. That's much better for me. So then I can really feel that stretch on the inside of my hip flexor on my left side. So very gentle here. Again, when it comes to stretching, you shouldn't feel like you're tearing anything. It should feel really nice. So you're going into the stretch almost like 40%. All right, 40 to 60%. So not a full 100 and you hurt yourself. So it should feel really nice. Again, all of today's exercises we're holding a little bit longer and being really more mindful. One, because of our theme. And two, just to really open up our, what am I trying to say? Loosen the muscles so then it kind of relaxes them around our back and it helps with any lower back pain. It's kind of really stretching out that hip flexor here. Good job. Exhale to release and pushing back the hips. And you guys know this one. We're going to straighten the front leg. And instead of kind of pushing the booty all the way back, we're just going to kind of bring that toe facing the ceiling. So I'm actually not going to hinge today. So if you need to kind of put that back in alignment, my foot's just straight. My foot's facing the ceiling here. Have a nice deep hamstring stretch. If you'd like to deepen it, you can hinge, keeping your back a little straight. And that should be a very deep, really nice hamstring stretch. Again, if that's not available, you can come up. Just breathing again, doing a couple cycles of breath. being very mindful of our breath, being very mindful of our stretching. Nowhere else we have to be at this moment. And exhale, bending the knee. Actually, I have to bring my back in a line. So I have a nice, so my shin is pretty much parallel to the wall. I'm going to plant my left hand and open my side body, kind of opening up my ribs and bringing my right arm to the sky. Breathing and relaxing here, really opening up the chest, nice gentle stretch here. Deep breaths. Relaxing the face, really pressing away from the mat. I'm not sinking in here in my shoulder blades. Go ahead and exhale, release, bringing the right arm now into the inside of the foot. So both of my hands are on the inside. I'm going to pivot on my knee, bringing my foot behind. And I'm going to press into my right foot as I inhale, bringing my left arm to the sky. Option to also come up. Really good. Go ahead and inhale. It's kind of like a warrior two. Sorry, my back is to you. And go ahead and pivot your right foot. So straighten that just so gentle. So you're going to turn your foot like you would in a warrior two. Nice strong spine here. So just nice little stretch. And if it's available to you, go ahead and come onto your left hand. Inhaling, pressing the hips up, bringing the right arm up and over. Really nice, strong side body stretch. Relaxing the face, looking up to the sky. And on an inhale, just gently coming out of it. If you want to kind of bend at your hips. And just gently making your way back up to your front foot. Pivoting your left leg back. Pointing your front toe forward. Really good. Okay, so what we're going to do, so we're kind of back in that original position. I'm going to tuck the back toe and lift the leg. So we're lifting that leg. You can go ahead and move that pillow out of the way. Really strengthen your core here. So kind of tuck that just ever so slightly, because what we're going to do is we're going to press into our right foot and rise. Rising up. If this is challenging, you can kind of open your legs further. So perhaps that's a little bit easier for balance. Both hands are up. If you'd like, you can go ahead and look up to the sky. Just for a breath here. Really good. And on an exhale, hinging at the hips. Bringing hands to the ground. We're going to bring the back leg up ever so gently, just a little pop there, and straighten the right leg. And again, feeling a nice deep hamstring stretch. So this is triangle variation right here, okay? Hold that for just the breath. We're not holding our breath. And on the next exhale, bending kind of both knees and just bringing the back leg to meet the front leg. Really good. Staying hinged at the hips. Dropping the head. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. Hands to center. Good job. Okay. So, have to do the other side now. Inhaling both arms up. Exhale down, hinging at the hips. Swan dive down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And we're just going to step the feet back. Lowering down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, pressing into your hands. Kind of coming up to that tabletop, pressing our hips back, tucking the toes, and lifting the hips. Coming into downward dog. Really good. So now we're going to inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Hold that for just a breath. Good job. And on your exhale, you can core nice and strong, bending the knee, using your core and bringing your leg up in between your hands. Go ahead and drop that back knee. Good job. If you need, go ahead and have that pillow underneath of your right knee this time. Inhaling to rise. Good job. So we want to make sure our core is nice and strong. I'm going to bring my foot a little closer to me. And we're going to bend the right knee and grab the foot with our right hand. If this feels strong enough for a nice stretch here, then just stay right here and just breathe. If you'd like to open up the shoulder, you can kind of move your grip, bringing your thumb to the inside of your foot, opening up your shoulder. But personally, I'm just kind of liking this today. It's a nice stretch. I'm just breathing. And exhale, release, dropping the foot. And we're going to get a nice hip flexor stretch now. So again, our core is strong and we're just kind of stretching forward here, getting a nice stretch here. I have really long legs, so I have to move my front leg forward a little bit to really get into that stretch. So I have a nice stretch going right here on my hip flexor on my right side. Just breathing nice and gently. Perhaps you're just right here and that's as deep as you'd like to go. It's perfectly fine. We all have different bodies, different flexibilities, nothing wrong. Just want to be breathing and not holding our breath. Good job. Okay. Inhaling, pushing the hips back, straightening the front knee. Going to come up to your standing position here on your knee here. So your front foot is facing the sky. Going to get a nice hamstring stretch. If you'd like, you can go ahead and hinge gently at your hips. Option, if it's available, to bring your hands to the ground. Feel a nice stretch here in your hamstrings. Breathe. Relax your face. Good job. And exhale, go ahead and bend that knee. Maybe bring it back in a line. It should be straight to the wall. So like I said, this is too far forward. It needs to be nice and parallel. Okay. Planting right hand, the inside of the foot, and inhaling left arm to the sky, really opening up the ribs. Almost as if you had peanut butter spreading across your ribs, really opening up and lifting your left arm to the sky. Breathing, pressing away from the mat. I'm not sinking in, pressing away. Exhale, lowering the arm, bringing both hands to the inside of my foot. I'm going to pivot on my knee, bringing my foot to the back of the mat. Inhaling right arm to the sky. Again, really opening up through the ribs. Almost like you have peanut butter. Reach for the sky. If this isn't available and this is more comfortable, that's fine. Inhale, coming up. Okay, so we're going to straighten the left leg and turn the foot into that warrior two. I feel really strong here. Arms are out. Option to come to your right hand very gently here, planting left arm and pushing the hips up and bringing left arm up and over. Nice side body stretch. Big side body stretch. Looking up, relaxing the face. Really good. Breathing, relax the face. And on an inhale, gently coming up, or option to just gently make your way to the top. Okay. Back to the top of your mat, bending your knee, pivoting the back leg. Are we doing on time? Okay, good. So we're going to tuck that back toe, lift the leg so we can move that pillow out. So what we want to do is make sure our stance is nice and strong here. Activate that core, and we're going to press into that left foot as we rise. Rising all the way up nice and slow. Again, option to move your legs wider if you're feeling more unbalanced. My core is nice and strong. Tailbone is slightly tucked. Gaze is up if that option is available. Feel the spine nice and strong, nice and long. Really good. And on an exhale, just going to hinge at the hips, using our core, bringing hands to the ground. Go ahead and bring that back leg just a little pop forward. Straighten the left leg. Going into that triangle variation. Feeling that nice deep stretch on your legs. Good job. Exhale, bending both knees and just gently bringing the right leg to meet the other. Good job. So from here, exhale, forward fold. And we're just going to kind of drop the booty to the ground, lowering the booty. And we're going to just gently roll forward onto our feet again. If you need, go ahead and move your heels closer together. Making sure your toes are nice, spread apart. We're just going to kind of come into a very gentle toe balance. Knees are together, balancing on our toes. Spine is nice and strong. Woo. Gaze is forward. Relaxing the face. And on an exhale, bringing our hands down. Go ahead and come on out of that. So for the last part, we're going to go into froggy. So this is why you needed the two pillows. So what we're going to start at is like the child's pose. So remember, you open your hips just gently, and then you push your hips back. We're going to start with that. So go ahead and put your pillows under your knees as if you're going to go into child's pose, because we're going to go into that first. So I'm going to just kind of gently make my way into a nice, comfortable child's pose. Allow you to get situated here. Coming back up. What we're going to do is kind of come forward just a little bit. And if you want, you can kind of sink down a little bit further. So I'm actually going to open my hips just a little bit more, really gently. So my feet are still in, facing forward. My toes are touching behind. So you can see my toes are touching. And I'm just going to gently sink into my hips, sinking in, protecting my knees with the pillows. And my hips are in line with my knees, okay? So I'm not too far back, so I'm not feeling it. And I'm not forward. So my hips are in line with my knees. So if you want to stay right here, that's fine. And you can go ahead, if you have another pillow, kind of put your head on the pillow. Maybe I'm really screaming into the mic, sorry. And bring your forehead to the ground if that's possible. If not, then just staying on your elbows and just relaxing the neck. So nothing should be strained here. And again, like I've said several times, when it comes to this stretch in particular, you don't want to feel like you're ripping and tearing. You should feel really, really nice and gentle so it can release, okay? So really gentle here. Option to even kind of push back and then forward again to make sure you're in that proper alignment. If you'd like, you can also, so I'm going to come up out of it, and I'm going to bring my feet out. So this is the frog variation. So my shins are in line with the wall. And my feet, see if you can see my feet, are flat, okay? This is that froggy position. So my hips are really opening up. So for me, I'm not sure how much further down I can go. I'm feeling kind of tight today. So I'm going to maybe come down a little bit further. And what's also important is your hips are, yet again, still in line with your knees. So I'm going to come down just a little bit more. Breathing, really sinking in. So you shouldn't be tensing in your butt or anything like that. You should really be allowing yourself to sink in. My hips are in line with my knees. We're just going to stay here for one more breath. One full breath. Follow that breath as it goes in and out. In and out. Really good. Just gently come out, bringing maybe your hands back in line with your shoulders. I'm going to bring my heels back together as I kind of bring my bottom back, and I'm going to come off my pillows. Good job. Okay. So just for a kind of counter pose, go ahead and make your way to your back here. I'm just going to give our knees a nice squeeze. And we're just going to gently let our knees fall to the left side in that T. And our head is looking to the right. So just very gentle here. Nice gentle twist, allowing the hips to relax. Inhaling knees to center and letting them fall now to the right. Looking over left shoulder. It's fully relaxing, this gentle twist. Inhaling legs to center. We're just going to do a gentle kind of massage on our lower back. So we're just going to gently press the knees away and bring them towards us. Just massaging the sacrum, our lower back here. Going in the opposite direction. And give yourself a nice hug here. And go ahead and make your way into Savasana. Your legs straight out, your arms by your side, palms up, and just begin to relax. Relax your toes. Go ahead and close your eyes. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax the tops of your legs and the backs of your legs. Relax your hips and your bottom. Just melt into the mat. Relax your stomach and your abdomen and your chest. Relaxing your lower back, your mid back, all the way up to your shoulders. Just melt into the mat. Relaxing your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands and down each fingertip. Just relax. Relax your throat and your neck. Relax the back of your head and the top of your head and your forehead. Just relax and melt into the mat. Relaxing your face, relaxing your tongue and your mouth. And just gently melt into the mat, melt into the floor. Just gently bringing your awareness to your breath. And And following your breath as it comes in and out of your nose. Noticing when the inhale begins, how it continues, and when it ends. And then noticing your exhale, when it begins, how it continues, and how it ends. Noticing the pause in between the inhale and the exhales. Gently begin to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Bringing awareness back to your body. And on an inhale, bringing your knees to your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. Rocking side to side. And allowing your legs to fall to one side, cradling your head. And gently pushing up to a nice, comfortable seated position. Really good. If you'd like to continue this last meditation in Savasana, that's fine. If you'd like to get into a nice, comfortable seated position, it's up to you. I do realize we're slightly over today. Maybe I talked too much in the beginning, or it was a little slow for the yoga practice. But if you're able to stay for the last part, please do. If not, I understand. So for this last part, this last little meditation, again, get to a nice, comfortable seated position, either seated with your legs on the ground, or lying down, just nice and comfortable. You just want to make sure your spine is nice and tall, nice and long. I invite you to close your eyes and just begin to notice your breath. And with your eyes closed, just imagine as if you are a tiny person standing on the tip of your nose, just looking out at the world. And on an inhale, you move up in between your eyes. And on your next inhale, you move up to the top of your head, just peering out at the world. And on your next inhale, you drop inside your mind. And on the next inhale, you drop inside your throat. And your next inhale, you drop inside your heart. And with your attention and your awareness at your heart or in your center of your chest, just begin to breathe a little bit slower and deeper through your heart center. Relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. Just breathing a little bit slower and deeper through your heart center. Now I invite you to begin to activate a loving memory or someone you love deeply. Just picture that person, picture that time, whether it's a parent or a partner or a child, or a moment in time in the sun, by the beach, whatever it is, whatever that moment or that person that you love deeply or you really appreciate. Just really be there. Really feel it, make it really strong. Really feel that love. Allow that love to get even stronger. Allow that love to spread from your heart down into your hips, down to your feet. Allow it to spread up into your shoulders, into your neck, and into your head. Perhaps visualizing it as a color, the color gold. Visualizing this gold circulating all through your body. Allowing it to get even stronger. Perhaps bringing a smile to your face. And as that love gets even stronger, you press it outside of your body. allowing it to surround your whole being in this ball of light, in this loving liquid blanket, and allowing it to get even stronger and pressing it even further out, surrounding the entire room that you're in, perhaps surrounding other people that are in the room with you, surrounding them in your love, and press it even further out around your entire home, filling every room, covering everyone there, wrapping them in your love in this liquid blanket. Press it even further up and out around your entire neighborhood. And press it even further out around your entire town, wrapping them in this gold liquid blanket, this light, this gold light. And press it even further out, surrounding your entire city. Pressing it even further out, surrounding your entire state, until you press it even further out around your entire country, wrapping your entire country in this gold light, in this liquid love, and wrapping every single person and everything in this love, sending them this loving vibration. And press it even further out to neighboring countries, and even further out until it wraps around the entire world, wrapping the world in your love, in this gold light, in this liquid love, wrapping every person on the planet, bringing them love and healing and support. As you do this, you press even further out into space. You can see that Earth is wrapped in this gold light. And perhaps you feel the warmth of the sun on your neck. And you look up and you see the brightest star you've ever seen. And you grab that star and you hold it tight to your heart, knowing it holds so much love and appreciation and peace and safety and clarity, all for you. And you hold it tight as you descend back down over your country, over your state, over your town and your neighborhood, back over your home, in your room. So holding that star back into your body. And on an inhale, you press all of that love and all of your love back into your heart, allowing all of that love and appreciation and peace and safety and clarity into your being, feeling that peace. Allowing it to spread throughout your body. And on your next inhale, just gently begin to bat your eyelashes and come back to the room. May you always have clarity of thought. May you always speak your truth. And may your heart always be filled with love, appreciation, peace, safety, clarity, and everything good. Namaste. And for the time being, namaste at home, or namaste safely at home. I hope you enjoyed that practice. I did keep it nice and gentle today. Oh, Gloria said, what a lovely gentle flow. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked that today. I tried to keep it really mindful, with our theme being the past is over. This is a new day, one that I have never lived before. I stay in the now and enjoy each and every moment. Hope you take that into the rest of your day and enjoy each moment of today. And I hope to see you on Friday. Same time, same place. I'll continue to do this. Please feel free to share the links so people can either watch the replays or they can join me again live. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you have a beautiful day. Love you all. Bye.